Here we go. Hello,
Welcome
hello.
to Awkward Aquarians Review.
I am PM, and this is Hina, and we are here to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2. And Season 2 is probably my favorite season, hands down.
What's your favorite season? Season 2?
Season 2. Yeah, Season 2.
Oh, well, do tell.
Followed closely by Season 3, but Season 2 is absolute favorite.
I'm torn. I really like Season 1 because it's setting up the world, and I feel like the Angel Buffy-ness is just so cute and flirty.
Innocent at that time.
Innocent, yeah, before, all the drama.
I know, I think I like the drama, so that's why I like Season 2.
Bring on the drama.
Yeah.
Well,
so I'll guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna give like a quick recap of Season 2, like all the main points that happen. So starts with Buffy getting back from summer vacation. She spent with her dad in LA. She gets back. She's still going through stuff with the master and all that, but she gets over that in the first episode. We get a nice little, catharsis moment where she destroys his bones. And then the first half of the season pretty much focuses on Buffy and Angel's relationship and their sort of growing connection. We're also introduced to Spike and Drusilla, who are two of my favorite villains
in
the whole
together.
show. I love them together. And they are the two main antagonists of the first half of the second season.
Which is great because they both have so much personality. It's so fun to watch them on screen together.
They eat up the screen together. They're wonderful.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah. And
she's the right amount of crazy and he's the right amount of
devoted. Spike. And Spike, like evil, but you are still rooting for him in a weird way.
Because he's hilarious and charming. And
I love him so much. He's up there in top 5 characters. I just love him.
Same here.
But yeah, so they come to town in the most epic way. And then the rest of the first half, it does focus pretty heavily on Buffy and Angel. Their growing closeness, their growing relationship, and you're just along. He loses his soul because he experienced a moment of true happiness, and the gypsy curse that was given to him to give his soul back in the first place, takes it away. So then we have Angelus. And Angelus...
Enter Angelus.
Enter Angelus, and he joins Spike and Drusilla to be the sort of like triad of evil for the second half of Season 2, and they make up the best just villain like threesome ever. They're amazing.
Yeah, they are
making their havoc. Yeah, tormenting Buffy, killing Miss Calendar, which is so sad.
Which is crazy because that is my favorite. One of my favorite episodes. I just hate that she got killed during it.
I hate that she got killed during it. I mean, she was killed because she was part of the Romani tribe that had cursed Angel originally. Right. And she was like working to get his soul back, and she'd found the cure, and then he kills her. Angelus kills her. And it's such a sad way. Just like snaps her neck.
I know. I know. That scene is so dramatic because he just leans back and just snaps, and he's like, out.
This is where you get off, Jenny. Poof! And you're like, oh my God. I didn't think it really happened at first. I was in shock.
Because she was the main character, so you just don't think they're going to kill off main characters like that.
Yeah, you don't think they're going to kill off Jenny. And then, end of Season 2, Buffy and Angel fighting to the death because he wants to release this demon upon the world or suck the world into hell. And the only way she can stop him once he starts it is to kill him, and she's prepared to kill Angelus. But Willow, dun, 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 they find this cure Miss Calendar had done, and Willow casts the spell, gives Angel his soul right as Buffy is about to kill him.
Brutal. And of course, brutal. He gets his soul back. He's like, Buffy? And then she's like, close your eyes. And he doesn't know what's going on. He's just like, okay.
He just blindly trusting of her. All
I
right.
know. She kisses him first, right? And then stabs
She
him?
kisses him, she tells him she loves him, tells him to close his eyes, and then stabs him. He gets sucked to hell, a hell dimension, and she's so
Not
traumatized.
understanding why or what's going on. Like, the way he looks at her when he's getting sucked in, like,
I
et tu,
know.
Brute? Like,
Like, what's happening?
right?
And it's so hard to watch. And yeah, Buffy's so traumatized, she leaves town. And the last shot we have is now leaving Sunnydale. She's on a bus out of town. And I understand it
Mhm.
because I'd probably leave too. No, I wouldn't
Yeah,
leave. I'd be under like covers in my bed for, 3, 4, 5 months, like refusing to
same
leave.
here. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have been like, "I'll defeat Kafka another way," you
We're
know?
all
Like,
just gonna get sucked to hell. It's
I guess
fine.
we're all going down in the handbasket because 'cause
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't know, like, I
stabbing
might
my
have just, like
soulmate.
I don't know if I coulda let him just get sucked in. I might have, like, grabbed onto him and got sucked in with him, and then,
Me
oh, like, we're gonna have
too.
to
I would
fight
have
our
been
way
with
out of
him.
this because 'cause I'm not staying in this hell dimension, so let's find a way back. Because she
Yeah,
found a way back
exactly.
in that other episode where she got sucked into a hell dimension, but whatever. We'll just accept it as it
Whatever.
is.
Mhm.
So, now, well, let's talk about, some of the things that we think deserve to be talked about season 2. Some of the things we love, some of the things we didn't love so much.
Well, I do
Um,
not love the first episode of season 2 where she's flirting with Xander and she's being
oh my
super
god. Yeah.
evil. Like,
Basically having
it's like,
sex
is
with
that
him
who
on
you're
the dance
dating?
floor. Yeah.
Yeah, right in front of Angel and Willow, like, it was just so gross. I was like,
It was it was gross, and it was I think it was you can understand her being traumatized from dying and, fighting the master, but for me, I just feel they took it too far, like, they took it to a place that
yeah,
I don't believe someone would act like that. Like, I could see her pushing her friends away and being harsh with them, maybe short with them and trying to push Angel away, but not being this complete and utter just awful person.
yeah,
It
it's
was
like, whoa, personality shift. So I did
yeah, it
not
was
like
a little
that.
much.
I thought that was a little too extreme. Like,
Yeah, it
I
would
would
have been
have
like
gotten
if
that maybe after she had sent Angel to the hell dimension, you know?
yeah,
Um,
but not yeah, it was enough. Like if I was like Willow, I'd be like, I'm sorry, we're done. I can't have this as a friend. I'm sorry. I'll be there
right.
for you on like social media. I can't be there for you in person. You're being too mean to me.
Yeah, you're
And
being way too
Angel is
mean.
just a saint because she was so mean to him. And then at the end, he still like hugs her and lets her cry. And he was just, yeah, he took it like a champ because somebody said that to me. I feel like, oh, we're done. We're done. Someone's like, get over yourself. It's not all about you. And then goes and, has floor dancing sex with somebody else. I'd be a little, oh, I'm over this.
Yeah. I like, no. Yeah.
Like, I'm so
So
over
dumb.
this. And
Mhm.
let's talk about, one of my favorite things about season 2, I think, are the growth in the relationships. Um,
Yeah.
especially, well, specifically Buffy and Angel, but also, Willow and Oz,
I
who,
know. It's all my favorite pairs in season 2. Willow and Oz, Buffy and Angel, Cordelia and Xander. Like, I just wanted them
Mhm.
all to stay like that for like all of the seasons.
Yeah, like I love Willow and Oz together. Oz is MVP of characters on that show
Yeah.
because he's just so wise and chill
Kind
and
and understanding and smart. And he's just, yeah. And I love
even
him
when
with
he's
Willow,
I love him with Willow
because
too
he
because
liked
I mean
her when he saw her in that Eskimo outfit in
yeah, the
season
big old
1, right?
puffy jacket, like the one that showed nothing but her face, like basically made her
Uh-huh.
look like a giant box. And he still was like, "Who's that girl?"
Who's
And then
that
he liked her when
girl?
she was in her very revealing Halloween costume. And he just liked her. He just liked her. And he
Mhm.
was
Like, he noticed her amongst a sea of people. Like, that's soulmate material right there.
it is. And he was just so that like when she um got upset about Xander and Cordelia being together, and she tried to kiss him, and he's like, I kind of feel like you're doing this to make your friend Xander jealous, and he's like, I want to kiss you, but I don't want it to be like this,
I
I thought that
know,
was
he's so
so
great.
sweet
He's
and
just
so
like,
mature.
yeah, because he was able to set aside his wants and desires and be like, yeah, I want this, but this isn't right. It's
Yeah, I
like,
want
wow,
this,
a
but
mature
I want it to
character.
be like pure. I want it to be because you want to kiss me, not because you're doing it because you want to make someone else jealous.
Yeah. And he always has mature things like that, where he's like
Hmm.
steps aside and is like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, and how cool he was when he found out vampires existed. He was just like, "Did anybody else see that guy turn to dust?" Like,
Like,
and then he's like, "It actually explains a lot." I thought that was it was so Oz. It was so on brand with him, and it was
yeah, he's pretty much on brand most of Buffy, which I love.
yeah, I do
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, he doesn't really change. Like he doesn't have a lot of character development, I should say. He's a really just solid character, and I've always loved Oz, and I always will love Oz. And
Me too. I'm glad that's not something that changed with rewatching it now as an adult versus watching it as a
yeah,
kid.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
And
because
I mean,
again,
that kind of segues into one thing that was shocking.
I don't like. I just like dread it
Do
so
you
much. I don't
want
want
to
to
talk
like.
about it? Is it
I
too
I do
traumatizing?
because I want to talk about it because like it annoyed me so much.
Okay.
But that would be
So Xander,
Xander
so when you
freaking
watch the
Harris.
show week by week, as it's being aired, in high school, like Xander
Mhm.
always in my mind was just this really quirky, funny, cute character. But when you binge
Loyal, like
watch it all
happy.
together,
When you binge watch
he's
it, he's like a douche. He's
mhm,
terrible. He's terrible. Like I
yeah,
didn't
he's
realize.
with
I never
Cordelia.
realized
Yeah, and
who
it's just
doesn't
like,
deserve.
yeah, he's with Cordelia, which is cute because you get to see her arc. She actually really cares for him, even though he's not popular and all of that. But then he talks about Buffy and other girls and the hotness of people, like right in front of her.
Oh,
Right
he
in
flirts
front
with
of her.
everyone in front of her, and he would drop her in a
Yeah.
heartbeat if Buffy said, "Oh, Xander, I want you," which, I mean, he basically did in that one episode where Buffy was under a love spell. It was like he forgot
Uh-huh.
all about Cordelia. It was all about Buffy, and
I know, and that's so sad because Cordelia really she has his picture in her locker. She wears his locket or whatever. Like she
Cordelia
really
had the
fell for
best
him.
character growth. I mean, she's just she grew so much without changing who she is. Like she
Yeah.
still like says things as she thinks them. She's gonna, she's not gonna necessarily spare your feelings, but she will take your feelings into account if she cares about you. And
Yeah.
I just
And
love
she
her.
shows up, like, they're like, "We need a ride to here," and she's like, "Okay." Like, that was
Yeah,
one thing I noticed was her actions more than her words, like, she's still
yeah.
snarky and conceited and,
Like
she,
says
like,
stuff that
verbally
if
puts
she
herself
said them to
first.
you, it would bother.
Yeah, but she's always there for the team, like, they need help, she
Hmm.
shows up, and she doesn't have
Even
to,
before she was with Xander, she
Yeah.
still like gave them rides, showed up, helped like save the world, and
And
she
I
wasn't
didn't
even dating
remember
Xander
that
then.
about Cordelia. Honestly, I didn't remember that, and so I was like, "Oh,
I don't
wow."
either. Honest,
She
I
impressed me.
really found myself championing Cordelia more than I thought. I'm like, I love her. I didn't realize I loved her so much.
Yeah, because I did not like her in high school. I was like, "Oh, she's just a mean girl," but then you rewatch it and you're like, "Oh, actually, she
She's
she
pretty
comes through."
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
she shined through. She was a nice surprise.
Mhm.
Xander was a punch in the gut.
It
I
was. We actually have something we call the Xander effect now. When we're
ugh.
rewatching something and the character is not how we remember and they kinda suck, we're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, no, it's a Xander."
It's the Xander effect. This character is a
Yeah.
Xander Harris because
And
I
this may
cannot
offend a lot of
express.
people because they probably have the same idea that we had, which was, "I freaking love Xander." But
I know.
again, if
I
you go and
can't
rewatch
stand
it
him.
and binge watch it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people do now because it's streaming. So this is how
Mhm.
people can see it. And I couldn't his character frustrated me beyond words. Like I got so frustrated. I couldn't even text you how frustrated I was with him. Like
Yeah.
why?
Yeah,
Why does he
the
do what he
sexism
does?
thing was really, like, not cool. Like,
Like I
super
hate so much
sexist,
of what you are.
super yeah, I'm like,
Well, it
"Oh."
was just I mean, so much of what he did, I didn't like. I mean, he ugh, like, yeah,
His
he's
obsession with
loyal.
Buffy was
Well, yeah, the obsession with Buffy was taken too far. I'm like, yeah, I think as writers, they could have just they didn't need to keep that way. I wish they had moved him on to just being okay with Buffy, being just a friend, and just being this sort of like loyal guy friend to her. Instead, they kept his
yeah.
obsession. It just got worse. The way he acted towards her and Angel was so gross, so creepy. I'm like, ugh.
Mhm.
Um, Oh yeah, which okay, at like the very end, the very last episode, when Willow goes to do the spell that is going to restore Angel's soul, Buffy doesn't know
Uh-huh.
this. She's on her way to kill Angelus, and Willow tells Xander, "You go tell Buffy what I'm trying to do. You know, maybe she can delay things." And he gets there, he finds Buffy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Buffy." Willow says, he says, she says, "Kick his ass." I was like, "Oh my god."
He's
Like, I hate
literally, like,
you.
sentencing someone to death,
And
sentencing
not just
Angel
that,
to
but it
death.
doesn't even take Buffy into account at all. Like, this
Yeah,
is
like,
you
if he
know how
really
much
cared
he
about her
cares.
feelings and knew how much she loved Angel, like, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
just
but
shows that he
he's
just
just
doesn't
thinking of
care.
himself.
Well,
Yeah.
even when they find the cure, and he basically tells her, "Who cares? Why should we give Angel his soul back?" It's like, "'Cause it's not him. You
Yeah,
you
it's the
giant
demon that
doo-doo."
killed him.
Yeah. Like, he killed Miss Calendar, why should we care? It's not him, the demon that yeah, killed him and took him over did that. So maybe you should try to
Mhm.
get this member of your team back who the only reason you don't like is because 'cause they're with Buffy. And,
Yeah.
no, I had a totally different, idea of Xander in my head, so seeing him as we were streaming the show really, really did me in. I was like, "Oh, no, I've lost one of my favorites."
I know, it's so sad. It's so
And it's
sad.
sad because I thought I used to love him and Cordelia together, but now
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't ever wanna she deserves so much better than him. So
Yeah,
much better
because
than
he's
him.
just in front of her, you know, he insults her all the time, he puts her down all the time, he flirts with other
Yeah,
women in front of her, like, it's just like, "Oh, man."
I
Like, it really
know.
does make you feel bad for Cordelia,
It makes
you
you feel
know?
really bad. And actually all of the Scooby Gang, I kind of feel they all and granted, Xander was their friend first, but they're always like, "Oh, I just wanna see you with someone, like, who's good for you, who's nicer, who's this, who's that." And it's like, if you saw if the way he treats her, which he does right in front of you, you should not be taking his side on every little thing because, like, have a little girl solidarity here. He treats her terrible.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, you know, she's not perfect, and she is conceited and all that, but she still loves him, like,
Yeah, she's
it's
yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
think
rather
she's great.
sad.
It is rather sad. So, yeah, that was a disappointing aspect of rewatching it that we found. Um,
Yeah.
but I was also happy that my feelings for Giles and Miss Calendar remained the same. I
Oh, they
love
are
them
the
together.
sweetest couple.
They're
I just
so
wish she
sweet.
never died because I coulda just watched them together forever.
I know. I have this mixed bag with that because I want her to be around and for him to be happy and never have to experience that pain and them to be together and watch their cuteness. But
Mhm.
her like you said, the episode she died in was so good.
It was
So
so good,
good.
and Jealous with his monologue about passion was
Passion.
just like,
Mm,
ooh, it was so moving.
yeah. It was
Passion
amazing. I'm gonna
rules
get
us
that quote on a
all.
shirt because I love that whole monologue passion quote. I'm gonna get it on a shirt and wear it out and see if anyone, like, recognizes it. Like, "Ah,
They're like,
kindred spirits."
"Buffy season
Buffy?
2?
Passion?
Passion?"
I'm like, "Up, immediate friends." But, yeah, I love that episode, and I you kind of think Miss Calendar had to die in it for it to have that impact you know, and when Giles walks in and finds her, and you're like,
Oh,
"Oh
so devastating.
god." It's so
So
devastating.
devastating. Yeah, I
It's
could
so
have
good.
deleted that from the episode and been happy, like, "Don't
Well,
kill Miss Calendar."
I like that, and then, Giles went off and basically he was gonna take on Angelus by himself, um,
Mhm.
and Spike and Drusilla because they were there with him, but Spike stopped Drusilla. He's like, "No, no, no, no fair, don't tag in." And so Giles went there to take on Angelus by himself, and he was getting some good licks in, and,
Mhm.
then Buffy obviously came and saved him, but I really like that showed it just showed Giles as a character even more, like, I really
Mhm.
liked that.
Yeah.
I like that moment he had with Buffy where she told him, "I can't lose you, I need you," and, it was a sweet moment, it was an amazing episode.
Yeah, it was an amazing episode, and I love
Mhm.
Giles, that
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
change.
No, I
Nice.
love Giles. I think the older you get, the more you think, like, "Maybe I'm a Giles," like,
I know.
in this world.
Yeah, when you're younger, you think you're a Buffy, and then when you're older, you're
Yeah.
like, "Maybe I'm a Giles."
Like, if I had to look at this through, like, real lenses here, I'm a Giles. I wanna stay in the library, read my books, like
Right, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Well, other
yeah.
couples that we did like,
Spike and
Drusilla and
Drusilla! Spike
Spike.
and
Yes, they're the
Drusilla!
right
Love
amount of crazy
them.
together. They're
Eyeballs to
just like
entrails.
eyeballs to entrails. They're
Yeah,
just
they're
a
perfect.
couple you root for even though they're the villains, because they make it
Yeah.
so fun,
They make
and
it
it's
so
like
fun. They make it so like, everything about them, like, their evilness, their devotion, their,
mhm.
like, level of crazy. Yeah, I love everything about them.
Yeah, they're great together, and it's like they're the couple I wanna see together, you know?
Mhm.
It's like, I don't wanna see Angel and Drusilla, I don't wanna see Buffy and Spike, I wanna see Spike and
Yeah,
Drusilla
Spike and
together.
Drusilla. They rode
Yeah.
into town together in their big old I think it was a caddy, I don't know what it was, and they rode out at the end together, so even though she was unconscious, but
Mhm.
still still,
He's like, "I'm
I
taking my woman, we're getting outta here."
mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love them together. I love how evil they are.
And I love
I
that at the same time, they're not as evil as Angelus. Like, Spike tries to
yeah.
explain to Buffy, like, "Yeah, sure, like, I'm evil, but I don't want the whole world to be devoured." He's like, I like the world, like, I like this
Like,
place.
Happy Meals on legs. He's like,
Happy
there
Meals
are
on
things
legs,
that
yeah.
he likes. He's like the kind of evil that would, kill you walking home, but he's not gonna burn down, like, your whole town sort of thing. So, I like
Yeah,
that
and he
kinda
doesn't
I
want
do
the
like that.
world to end, he's just
Yeah.
wants to have his fun, you know?
Yeah. He's like an anarchist evil.
Yeah, it's
But,
like Fight Club, you know?
yeah, Fight Club
Fight Club for
evil,
evil
like
vampires.
he likes Piccadilly Square and all this, and Drusilla she's crazy, so she kinda
She's
just
great.
she's evil, but it's like a go with the flow evil, and
Yeah.
eh
I like that
I
she
love
kinda is just Spike's partner, you know?
I like that she's hard to pin down too, you never know what she's gonna
Mhm.
do, you
Yeah, I
never
know.
know where she's coming from, I really do like that.
Yeah, and she's a bit psychic, which is cool, you
Yeah, she's
know?
got these, like, powers that are which she had before she became a vampire, you find out, so, um yeah, I love them together. I like how he thinks Spike takes care of her, and she just yeah, I really love them. I love them.
Mhm. Yeah.
MVP of evil couples.
Totally. Totally.
And then it's the couple to end all couples for us, Buffy and Angel.
Aw, the dream
Oh,
team.
the dream team. Buffy and Angel were so big for us in our formative years that yeah, it's hard to beat them. I love their
Mhm.
story, everything about it. I like that it's this, Slayer, vampire, can't be together, doomed
Forbidden
love, but
love.
forbidden
Yeah,
love, but they can't stay away from each other.
'cause
Um,
they're soulmates.
yes. And I like how their relationship I like how it progresses, like you said, in season 1, you get this sort of like, there's an innocence to it, they love each other, but they can't be together, so they're staying away, but it's still just in that, like, I'm really attracted to you, but, no. And then in season 2, everything just builds, and really quickly, it's one fun to watch.
Yeah, they become like a couple, and it's like such an awkward couple because like they're going on vampire hunts at night together, and like it's
Yeah.
not like your typical go to the movies. Uh,
No, although they do go to an ice rink, although it ends in carnage when they're
of
attacked, but
course.
they try to have some normal moments, even though they don't
Mhm.
get them often. But, so I like that they showed them, like, the trials and tribulations of them being together, how they love each other, but it's hard, but they still wanna be together, and, it all kind of ends when they end up, sleeping together and he loses his soul.
Yeah, and what a
Uh,
devastating scene that is.
yeah, it's a kicker. It's a kicker, especially when you don't know it's coming. Like, rewatching it, we knew it was coming. But when you don't know it's coming, it's what's happening? What's going on? Why is he
Why is
why
he
has he got
running out
vampire
into the
fangs?
rain? Like,
Why is he screaming her name? Why did he just turn around and kill that woman? Like, what's going on?
yeah.
So yeah, I remember with the first time I saw it, it was just like I was like, "Oh my
I
god."
was like, "No," 'cause you're so happy they finally get together and they make
Yeah, you're
love, and you're like, "This is
so into them as a
amazing."
couple. I know you're
And
so
they
into
don't
them as a
even let you
couple.
finish an episode with it. They don't even give you
Yeah,
an episode of just relishing in them being together. They just
together.
snatch it away.
So in a way, it's almost like you're like Buffy. The audience is like Buffy. Like,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on? What's happening? It's so abrupt, and you're
Yeah, you
not clued in
experience
for a
that
little bit.
same abruptness with her, that like,
Yeah,
"Whoa, we were in
yeah.
love and now you're
Now
talking
you're
down to me?"
evil,
Like,
and you're gonna torment me and kill me. Oh, gotcha. And
right.
it was hard because you want Angel back so bad, but at the same time, I love Angelus. Like, I love him as a
I
villain.
know. I
He's
mean,
so evil.
g great on David blah, 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 Boreanaz
Yeah.
Boreanaz for that to have that range to be this sweet teddy bear and then this totally evil
So
jerk,
evil,
like
so evil. And it's
yeah,
like they're not even one and the same. Like, you can totally tell the difference when he's Angel and when he's Angelus.
yeah,
And Angel, you just, you're like, "Oh yeah, hold me. Oh, I love you. Oh, protect me." And then he's Angelus and you just terrifying, terrifying.
yeah.
Run
He's
away as
just,
fast as
like,
you can.
obsessive and crazy and wants to destroy the world, and you're like, "Whoa," like,
Yeah,
it's
like,
such a
literally
dramatic
destroy everything. You're like, "Whoa,
mhm.
you can't just focus on Buffy, you can't just focus on Sunnydale, you're going for the world?" Like,
Yeah, like,
know
"Oh,
your
you're
role, that's
double
a
evil
lot.
here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I love him as a villain. I think he's evil, he's terrifying. I love him with Drew and Spike. I think it's great how he and Spike have, at first Spike was really happy to have him back, and then once Drusilla and Angelus became closer, Spike's like, "Nope, you've got to die." Like,
"Nope, you're getting in between me and my soulmate, and you're also gonna destroy the world." Like,
yeah,
no.
time to die.
Time to die.
So, yeah, but and then at the end when he gets his soul back, oh my
Oh,
god.
so
That
devastating.
scene, he's on his knees about to be I guess she's about to behead him, I don't know. And, you just see the sort of magic go through him, and he's got his soul, and
And
you
he's a
the
puppy dog
switch,
again.
all of a sudden you can tell yeah, it's like a switch goes off. It's like, "That's Angel." He went from Angelus to Angel just like that, and she sees it, and he looks at her, and he's like, "Buffy?" And, my heart shattered into 1,000 pieces
Devastation.
because you know that gate's open, and you're like, "Oh, why? Why?"
Mhm.
And they say their "I love yous," and she kisses him, and he kisses her shoulder, which is, like, the sweetest thing ever, and then, yeah, she stabs him, and he goes into a hell dimension along with my heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
End of the season, like
End of
stabbing you
season.
in the heart just like he was stabbed.
Yeah.
Like,
And this is, I mean, when you watch it for the first time, you're like, is he gone? They have to be bringing him back. Tell me they're bringing
right,
him
you're like,
back.
please tell me that that's not it.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah. Now you have streaming, so you can just be like, oh, okay, he's back. I'm okay. But when you don't know, it's terrifying. Like, oh God,
I
he's
know, and then
gone.
all of the starting episodes for season 3, he's not there, and you're like, "What?
Yeah. And you
What is
can't trust
happening?"
Joss Whedon. Like, we saw what he did with Miss Calendar. Like, they could be gone.
I know. So you're like, "What is going on? Not my
Yeah.
angel, not my
Not
angel."
my angel. Not my angel. But yeah, so those were some. Oh, we're also introduced to a new Slayer in Kendra as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's cool. She's
She's
definitely
cool. And let me bring up a little
kicks
image
butt.
of her here. Yeah. She's yeah, this is her dead. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked her character. I liked that she was so different from Buffy. She was so dedicated to being a Slayer,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
everything was like work, work, work in that regard. And I think she and Buffy probably learned a little bit from each other too.
Yeah, which is
And
nice. It's nice to
it is
have
nice.
2 Slayers. I'm always a fan of
Me
there being
too.
another
I
Slayer
love
on
having 2
board.
Slayers. I wish Kendra was around longer. I really wanted to see
Me
her in more episodes.
too.
She came back for the finale, and I got a little nervous about that. I'm like, they're bringing her back. I was always worried they were going to kill her off. I always had in the back of my mind. And then Drusilla kills her. I was like,
Oh,
no,
I know. It's like, what a
no.
waste of a character. She could have done so much, you
She could
know?
have done so much. And honestly, that last fight scene she was in, it was like they took her down a notch. It was she
Yeah.
spent 5 minutes fighting 3 vampires. I'm like, this is not you. You can take these
Mhm.
in a heartbeat. Like, what's going on here? So I felt she was very underutilized, and I would have loved to see
Yeah,
more of her.
I
It was a
agree.
beautiful scene when because Buffy's fighting Angel or Angelus. Buffy's fighting Angelus, and she kind of figures out that, oh wait, this is a distraction. And he's like, you haven't figured it out yet. It's not about you. It's never about, or you fall for it every time. And she's running back to the high school in slow motion, and you have
Mm.
another voiceover by I forget his name, but that one demon who helped Angel sort of find his path. And
Mhm.
it's a beautiful scene, and then you see her finally run into the library in slow motion, and she sees Kendra, and she falls down to Kendra's body, but it's too late. And so yeah, I mean, it was a nice scene. It was just sad that she was gone.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one is safe. No one is safe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No one's safe. You never know who's gonna go, which is why when they brought her back, I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill her. Like, I don't like this. I don't
So
like this.
overall, season 2 of Buffy is pretty amazing.
Season 2 of Buffy, yeah, see, like I said, it's my favorite. I love it. There's so many episodes I love. It's my favorite villain storyline of
Mhm.
any season. I yeah, pretty much any season. I mean, the Master's cool. The Mayor was, you know, fun, but I
Fun.
love Drew, Spike, and Angelus.
Drew
Like
and Spike, yeah.
them as the villains were perfection. Um,
Yeah.
Also because not only they all play evil really well in their own different ways, but also you have that added like emotional gut punch where one of the main evils is who your main hero is in love with, So I
Yeah,
think that
love
was a
turned
really
evil is just like, "Whoa."
yeah. And how she doesn't want to kill him, but she thinks she has to kill him, but yeah, it was just done really well. It was, I think, when Buffy the Vampire Slayer really sort of jumped from this, oh, fun monster teen series to oh my god,
Like a
this is getting
drama.
emotional. Yeah. To
Yeah.
drama, to your heart's gonna hurt when you watch this, kid. Like,
Mhm.
it was
Mhm.
And I really I like that. I like when shows evolve like that without going downhill. Give me drama,
Yeah.
but don't, give me stupidity. So, yeah, I loved everything about that. If you had to pick a favorite episode of season 2, what would it be?
Oh, I think the passion episode. I
Yeah.
hate that Miss Calendar gets killed, but that episode is so good.
It's so good. And he's like
Yeah.
just watching her and at the beginning, watching her fighting and just the yeah, it's really good. It's really
Yeah.
good.
What about you?
Ooh, season 2, it's hard for me to pick a favorite. It really is. I probably would be the passion episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be the passion episode just because I mean, like you said, that it's hard to beat that monologue. It's hard to beat that. It's hard to beat and it's where everything sort of changed. Like you realize the stakes went up. Like they will kill
Yeah,
off a main
they raised
character.
the
They
stakes.
will they raised the stakes immensely. And you're thinking, "Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I can't take anything for granted now."
Right?
Um yeah, so that one would probably be my favorite, followed closely by I do like the episode where he does lose his soul, like when they sleep together for the first time.
I know, it's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's a really great episode. They find the judge, they meet the judge. I just they get together, then he loses his soul, and you're kind of left with that shock of what's happening, and another really well done episode. So those are probably, but no, Passion's probably my favorite. I gotta say, yeah, Passion's
Yeah, it's
probably.
so good.
It's hard to beat. Like it's always the one I go back and think of. I'm like, oh, and that angel came out of the darkness, quoting that thing about passion. Yeah.
Well, you guys let us know below what your favorite episode of season 2 is. If you feel the same, your favorite couple of season 2,
Yeah, favorite
um,
moments of season 2,
favorite
favorite
moment.
what you'd rate it. I would rate it for me it's 10 out of 10. Season 2 is 10 out of
Oh
10.
yeah, 10 out of 10 for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Season 2 10 out of 10, season 1 like 9 out of 10. That's my rating.
It's probably still 10 out of 10 for me for both. I'm such a Buffy
I
nerd, you know?
I know, I love it, but I have to I'm basing it off of season 2. Like I like season 2 just a little bit more, so it's like I can't give it the same score.
For me, it's the same. I'm like, love it, love it.
So yeah, let us know what you guys think of it, what your score was, your favorite episode, and we'll see you soon for the review of season 3.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a review of Charmed on
Mhm.
my channel. Check that out, and then we'll do another Buffy here.
Yes, yeah, fun times.
Thanks for
All
joining us
right.
on Awkward
Thanks,
Aquarians
guys.
Review.
Bye.